And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the group stage here of Masters Coliseum 6 to one of our final series of the night. We have 3 best of 3s left, and we are back here with Dongray versus Cyan, 2 players that have been having a really rough group stage, a really rough Masters Coliseum, but one of them will get a win here.
Yeah, okay, this is going to be pretty interesting. DRG, like you were saying, not having the greatest run here, and yes, Cyan not having as much luck either, but this could be, let me just have a little look. Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard for them to get further up in the group, but I think both players definitely going to be looking for the win here.
Definitely, and here we go. We have spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gressman, the South Korean Zerg player representing himself. It is DRG.
And in the top of the left-hand corner of the map, for the Starving Camels, this is a Cyan.
A bit of a slip up there. Did accidentally pull all of his workers to a mineral patch. It happens to the best of them. It does happen to the best of us. A little bit of a shaky start here for Cyan, but hopefully he can shake those nerves off. I don't know if you were looking at the standings, but DRG, he cannot make it out of the group stage any longer, but technically Cyan can.
Oh yeah, I think he has to get.
Yeah,
he has to get 2 O's. I think.
Yeah.
Probably.
He has to get 2 O's. He has to get 2 O's, and I think he has to. Yeah. There's a lot that has to go right. The stars have to align here for the Starving Camel, but it's happened before. The stars have aligned before. It could happen again. So, you know, Cyan, he still has hope. He still has a chance, and I hope he's able to, you know, maintain himself a little bit longer here to be able to maybe make that that a reality.
I hope he's able to do the quick maths to give himself copium. Yeah.
There you go. Oh god, as DRG is just going for a standard opener, going for a hatch gas pool. Again, I think we all expected a lot out of DRG coming into this group stage, but he has been having a surprisingly harder time here against Lambo, against Dark, against Cure. I guess players that are really strong, and I guess it isn't too surprising that they bring down DRG, but yeah, I think especially after WTL, we had a lot of high expectations.
Yeah, I thought he might have a better time there with Lambo, but unfortunately not, so might be back to the drawing board for DRG here, but we'll have to be able to see what he can do against Cyan and what he has in store in general in this matchup. As yeah, Cyan, we have seen him, he does tend to play relatively standard in most matchups. He's quite aggressive through the mid game. I don't really think of him as someone who wants to take things to a late game in general, but he is just a very strong mid game standard player.
Yeah, I would echo those sentiments as well. And we did see that last night in the series between Cyan and Dark, as well as, yeah, basically Cyan and Dark. So we'll see what he can, or how he can approach this matchup instead. The first adept gets across the map, doesn't quite get a drone yet, is just going to be vying for map control. Stargate opened out of Cyan, which, yeah, does kind of, you know, correlate with what we assume from him as, oh, he's going to be abusing the high ground a little bit.
Yeah, getting a little bit cheeky, and he is going to be opening with a Void Ray first.
Oh, okay. Void Ray opener coming out from Cyan. He's coming in from 2 angles with these adepts, but he's not getting into the mineral line at all. He's going to be forced back just barely. The adepts, they barely do survive. With this Void Ray, we could go into a couple of different things. The tech is going to be hidden here for Cyan.
Yeah, both adepts here taking considerable damage, but he does save them. And yeah, the Void Ray going to be coming out, going to be clearing out this Overlord. It is going to be Twilight Council coming down before a 3rd base. Okay, this could absolutely be a Glaives build.
Yeah, Glaives would be the standard choice here. The choice that makes the most sense for Cyan. He's not throwing down a Forge or a Robo. 2 more gates to throw down. I believe that is 4 gates in total.
Yeah, 4, maybe 5 going down here. Okay, yeah, 4 all up, and then he's going to be getting the Nexus as well. So this is interesting. I feel like he does have the potential to still go for a bit of a Glaives pressure, but he is poised to take a base as well.
Yeah, so this isn't all in. This is just designed to give him an economic advantage. And fun fact, Cyan did do this last night against Dark. And it's I thought it would do well against him. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Cyan was able to take a game. He did take a game off of Dark, like getting an economic lead and crippling the economy of Dark. So we'll see if he can do that once again as the adepts are being cleaned up.
Yeah, the depths go down. They did have a lot of hull damage on them. I feel like they would have been nice to have later on with glaives, but they were low anyway. Meanwhile, we do see melee nice and early coming out from DRG. Pretty standard style coming up against Stargate here, but I'm curious to see how it fares against the depths. I feel like it might not be ready in time.
Yeah, it's going to be close here. I mean, 20 lings are in production. The Baneless is on the way. The Oracle is able to get a little bit of damage done. 3 workers go down, but a lot of hull damage was dealt to said Oracle. And mate, that is a lot of lings coming out from Dark.
Yeah, DRG here is making a lot of lings, making has that Baneless coming up as well, but well, this is going to get interesting. I think he is caught at a really awkward time here. He can morph in Banelings now, but the Shade can get on top of them.
Shade can get on top of this morphing in Banelings. The Queens are here to support, and it looks like we will commit to the Shade, but we got to surround on set Adepts. Up.
Yeah, the Adepts are slippery though. They're sneaking out. They don't want to take too much damage from the Queens. Quite a lot of those going down. Maybe a little distracted by this counterattack across the map, and he's probably going to have to use a warp in across the map as well.
Yeah, but you know what? This third base is looking very exposed. We do warp in back at home. The Banelings are done, by the way. The Adept count is slowly being whittled away.
Yeah, but we are trading out with Lings and with Banes. Both players kind of all leaning into each other. And yeah, I certainly don't blame you for getting him mixed up with Dark. He is playing like Dark, going for the Ling Bane defense to the Adepts.
I'm getting deja vu. It's crazy. But in the end, DRG, he does defend. He does clean up all the Adepts. Only loses 3 workers, and now he's moving out across the map, but he's running into another wave of Adepts. He has to respect them. He has to be very careful.
Yeah, he defends, but at what cost? He is way down on drones, and he's just continuing to make Ling Bane. Feels like he thinks that he has to get counter damage and that he has to defend cleanly at home to be able to continue in this game. And I feel like he's just putting himself further and further behind while Blinken +1 is being made for Cyan.
Yeah, this would be okay if DRG was able to break the third base, but he isn't. The third base is standing strong. The Void Ray is at home to defend as well. The Adepts are being cleaned up, and DRG has to transition. He throws down a macro hatchery, but he's still down in workers.
Yeah, DRG pretty considerably down in workers, getting a 4th coming up now, but I feel like if Cyan is able to get his own 4th secured, he's going to be in a magnificent position. This Nexus is in trouble.
He's going for the base. Is it going to be worth it in the end? Lings are going down. It looks like he just barely gets the Nexus.
Wow, great snipe. Shield battery just wasn't in time. And DRG spotting the opportunity and seizing it. That is huge.
That is necessary damage. If it wasn't for that, DRG would be straight up behind in this game. He would be struggling to keep up, but with that kill, with that snipe, suddenly DRG, he can afford to be down in workers. You know, his opponent is not mining efficiently at all.
Yeah, Cyan's in real trouble now. I was talking about whether or not he would be able to take a 4th, and now I'm not really sure how he stays in this game, considering just how difficult it is going to be to get that 4th.
Exactly. There are just so many Lings on the map, especially with +1 melee. You can see that a 4th was just about to be taken, but DRG is keeping tabs on that. At the same time, he's getting his own 4th base up. Running macro hatchery. We have a very fast infestation bit on the way for adrenal glands, and DRG is just being so relentless with these Lings, just continuing to keep tabs here on Cyan.
Yeah, I love it. I think DRG could definitely look to be greedy if he wanted to, and wow, great snipe on that building Nexus there. DRG being so controlling.
Exactly. He's going to lose a couple of Lings here on the field, but he can afford to lose Lings. He's got more Lings on the horizon as Cyan is desperately trying to get this 4th base up and running, as we have 36 more Lings in production for DRG.
Yeah, okay. Much more Lings coming out. DRG is going to continue to play this melee heavy style and just keep map control here. And I do think that getting away with getting the early melee is going to make this blink pressure way easier to deal with.
100%. Blink Stalkers are not ideal against Lings at all, and we can see that coming into pass as well, as Cyan has had a really hard time engaging, really hard time defending these bases. But with the SimCity, with the terrain here, it looks like he can reduce surface area. This 4th base is slowly getting up and running. We even have a shield battery in production.
Yeah, fourth base on the way. So many Lings are here, though, and Bane Speed's on the way as well. I feel like DRG does have a really nasty timing when 2-2 and Bane Speed finish up.
He really does. And here we go. He's diving on top of the army. The Archons are not done yet. He's even getting on top of the High Templar.
Yeah, he's just going for it. He's going to try to take down these Archons. He is going to force energy out of the Oracles, and he does not find what he was looking for.
Yes, Cyan, that was a very powerful hold there. Close, of course, as the Archons barely did survive. The shield battery put in a lot of work keeping the Archons from going down. And now things are evening up a little bit. DRG hasn't been droning too much. This is the downside of this mass Ling composition. Dark does this as well, is that you stay on a very low worker count because you're using so much of your larva on mass Ling.
Yeah, I don't blame DRG for going for that attack just because it's so important to keep momentum when you're playing this kind of style.
Yep.
But it does feel like Cyan, he's secured his position now.
Oh yeah, exactly. The goal here from this style is for DRG to deny the fourth over and over and over again, and alas, he just hasn't been able to. We do see a Baneling run by here over on the right-hand side. The creep is actually edging closer, but the Banelings, they don't get into the middle line. They do take down a lot of Stalkers, though.
Yeah, Stalkers and Buildings going down, but the hold does go through either way. We have Rage Speed finishing up 2-2 on the way. Adrenal on the way as well. Looks like he got the Hive pretty much just for the Adrenal in this situation, so he will be continuing to use a pretty low-tech army despite the upgrades being pretty nice.
Yeah, just Ling, Bane, Roach for the time being, and it looks like, oh, he's looking to try to catch some of these Archons. He will!
Yeah, he catches those Archons out. 3 Archons going to be going down, including the Morphing in one. Very nice pickoffs there for DRG, just continuing to play such a oppressive, suffocating style here.
Exactly, and you know what? The oppression does not stop because he is remaxed on Ling Roach. Cyan still struggling to max out himself after losing 3 Archons. His army is looking so much worse for wear, and here we go, DRG pushes in.
Yeah, DRG is jumping straight on top of this. We don't really have shield batteries to fall back on. Looks like there is one right at the back with the overcharge, but DRG, he's going to respect that and back off, and with only that shield battery there, I think this position's in trouble.
I mean, it's almost pure Stalker. Once again, when the attack occurred, the Archon was sniped. We only have 1 Archon left here for Cyan, and the pure Stalker army can't really contest against this. We have shield batteries, cannons in productions, Immortals are on the way, but I just don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, the Banes go straight for the shield batteries, and now we have +2 Adrenal Lings getting on top of almost pure Stalker. We do have a Prism here to help micro the Archons, but no, the Lings are just decimating the defenses of Cyan.
Oh yeah, you can see the Ling Roach just crippling this base. It has been broken. GG gets called, and DRG will take game number 1.
DRG, really exciting game coming out from those 2 players there, but DRG gets the best of it, and Cyan now fighting for his life in this tournament.
Oh, he is fighting for his life. It looked initially quite good for Cyan, you know, he was able to trade incredibly well with his Glaive Adepts, was able to defend beautifully and preserve his third. And then his third got sniped. And then DRG, he went for the Hail Mary play, and it worked. It paid off.
Yeah, it did. He just went crazy with it, going full mass Ling, but in the end, he did get that snipe on the third. I think that was everything. That kind of turned it from a losing game to a winning game, which, yeah, it is wild that he judged that so well. That's those years of experience kicking in, though. And congratulations for winning that first game.
There we go. A good start here for DRG, and can he claim this victory? As a reminder, if he does win this series, if he does take down Cyan, that means that Cyan is going down with DRG, and Cyan will not be able to advance out of this group.
Yep. So I think, yeah, no, that's right. If Cyan loses any of these next 2 games, he's just out of the group. So DRG doing a bit of king making here, but looking fantastic in the process as we are headed to Royal Blood.
Oh, let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Who will we crown as that king? As, of course, our Zerg player is 1 game away from taking the entire series. Our Protoss didn't go down without a fight, though. It was a close game 1. I'm hoping for another close game 2.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to a bit more of a... probably a bit more of a standard game as well on this map.
I assume so as well. As we are loading on in, the countdown is upon us, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the player leading this series 1-0, the South Korean Zerg. It is DRG.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, it is the red Protoss. Playing for the Starving Camels, this is Cyan.
So yeah, a bit of a cheeky build last game, going for the Void Ray into the Glavid Eps. You do love to see it. We have seen it take down many powerful Zerg player in the past, but I'm sure we won't see that again this series. Even if we go to the Ace match, I can't imagine Cyan is going to do that multiple times in one best of 3.
I don't expect the same build, but I do expect the Void Ray.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a great way to kind of play with some mind games with your opponents by making it look like a similar opener, and as a result, kind of just put the fear of Glavid Eps back into your opponent's mind, keep them guessing, keep them uncertain.
You know, not only do I expect to see the Void Ray, I expect to see several Void Rays.
Oh, you're an animal, Poppy. You're an animal. Oh my god. I'm still waiting for you to like take the mask off and embrace the mass Void Ray in PvZ. Like I'm waiting for it.
I don't really believe in it anyway.
You don't believe in it, mate?
The normal style is so much fun. Why not?
True. Yeah. Fair. Oh god, there've been a lot of Protoss players recently rushing. Like it feels like the carrier rush, the fast flea peeking is coming back into meta. Like we've been seeing it a lot from a lot of players over the past like couple of weeks. It's worrisome.
Yeah, I have been seeing that quite a bit. Maybe we'll be seeing it again here. I don't know. I feel like DRG is the kind of player who will have a very crisp response to it, but I do think that 2 Stargate Void, on the other hand, there's not too much you can do about it in some ways, but we do see Warp Gate started up, so by all accounts, it looks like it's going to be a Twilight opener.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes on Cyan. He does have a forward pylon here, but it is going to be a Stargate follow-up instead. So, again, still showing the faster Warp Gate here, but just kind of playing with that a little bit and still going for the same opener for now.
Yeah, it's going to be a Stalker coming out second, so it looks like he really wants to sell the idea that this is a Twilight opener.
Yeah, he wants to sell the story. He wants to keep DRG in the dark as to what is going on. Do have the first adept going to be waddling on in, but is going to commit to the shade. And yeah, just going to be poking, prodding, keeping an eye on things, denying any kind of transferring workers.
Yep, some good micro coming out from DRG as well, just making sure that he keeps all those one-hit drones safe.
Yeah, definitely has. Do have that first Oracle on the way. The Oracle rallied here back at home for now. We'll see if it's going to be used to clean up this Overlord, or if if Cyan plans to just send it across the map to try to look for some economic damage.
Yeah, kind of looks like he's in 2 minds about it. It's interesting.
Yeah, we'll see what he does. Go for third bases on the horizon here for Cyan. First Oracle is going to be staying back at home, so it looks like he wants to bank up 2 Oracles here. It's a bit of a risky move, but it is going to be, or he's going to have that surprise factor added to this.
Yeah, that's right. DRG does pop slightly in to try to find it, but he doesn't actually see it though.
Yeah, he doesn't commit to the scout. He doesn't see the initial tech. He does see the third base. So he's aware that there's no weird 2-base all-in coming his way. He's getting ready back at home. No spores, only queens to defend. And there we go. We do have a spore here being thrown down in between the bases.
Yeah, these kind of look like DT spores. And also, this is a very early Bane Nest. His Bane Nest is finished.
It's been busting. DRG is cutting workers here very early on, very similar to the previous game. The Oracles reveal themselves with the Queens are in position. 3 Queens in the main base almost take down one of the spores already. And DRG, he is amassing Lings.
Yeah, great defense here by DRG. We get a very quick recall on those adepts there. And yeah, DRG, I think he's going to have to pull the trigger now. And how is the defense looking at the third? I don't think there's any battery. No, there really isn't. This could get quite troublesome, especially once these Oracles run out of energy.
Yeah, exactly. But it looks like we have plenty to work with. We get a kill on a pylon, but as you mentioned, these Oracles, they provide a great defense. If only there wasn't something that shoots up. The Queens are waddling across the map. The Banelings are on the way. DRG is committed.
DRG is very committed to taking out this third base again. We don't see any stasis traps or anything on the lag. The Oracles are going to flow forward. They see the Banelings, which is really crucial for this defense, but they also take quite a lot of damage from the Queens. We do have a shield battery. It's only one. Second one is coming down, but that is much too late here.
Yeah, exactly. The Banelings, they waddle on in. They take down the pylon. The shield batteries will be depowered. The third base is going to be broken, and DRG is pulling back from here. The Queens are waddling back home. He is droning back at home as well.
Yeah, once again, the third base of Cyan is going to be going down to DRG, and once again, I really feel like DRG is going to have a stranglehold on this game.
Yeah, exactly. In the previous game, it was, can Cyan take a fourth? Now, can he take a third base? As DRG is able to accomplish a little bit more here with his push across the map. The Queens are a little bit exposed here. Potentially one of them will be going down. Oh, no, never mind. The Oracle falls instead.
Yeah, almost perfect micro coming out there from Cyan, but just pulls back late with the Oracle, and that will be going down without taking out the Queen.
Exactly. Meanwhile, back at home, Cyan throws down 4 more gateways, a Robo, a Templar Archives as well. This is looking like a 2-base all-in setup, but okay, he still wants to take a third base, just had to spend his resources somewhere, and does heavily invest into his production.
Yeah, just a slight reordering of how things are going down. I think he will be looking for light pressure here with the Zealot Archon, but DRG is looking like he's putting everything together very nicely here. That Roach Warren will be more than ready for that.
Definitely. Meanwhile, 2 Oracles do get into the main base. No Spore in the main. DRG being a little bit greedy does only lose one of those things. Meanwhile, loses only one of those drones. Meanwhile, the Lings, they get across the map. Shield battery isn't done. We get a big surround.
Yep, great force field is going to be affording those Zealots perfect surface area, but everything has been revealed at this point.
Yeah, the Archons were shown. A couple of Stalkers went down as well. DRG, once again, just getting so much information, and he's going to be refining his army with these Roaches. We have Baneling Speed on the way, Roach Speed, +1 range as well. Everything is looking up. DRG, as he catches the transferring workers. Oh my god.
Yeah, 2 workers going to be going down. DRG just being so oppressive with these Lings, forcing Cyan to keep most of his army at home.
Yeah, he just cannot move out. He is finally establishing this third base, but DRG is already on a 4-base economy, is just saturating his bases, working up towards around 74, 75 workers. Cyan is going to be pushing out, but I believe he's only going to be looking to clear up creep. I don't think he wants to commit to any kind of big fight.
Yeah, just a little poke forward to take out some of these active creep tumors. DRG, meanwhile, is sharking around with these Lings. Might be able to catch some transferring probes again.
Yeah, he's looking for them, does get one, and the army's out of position. A shield battery is going to be going down as well. At the same time, we do have adepts harassing across the map. They get a couple of workers. They get 3 in total. Not too bad here, but again, he is still kept busy and still sustains some losses back at home as well.
Yeah, nice little run by to return the damage. Looks like that Zealot wasn't really the Zealot drop with the Prism wasn't really able to get much done. As we do see a Oracle going down as well. Cyan not really able to get any of these harass off the ground.
Yeah, exactly. They just haven't really been too worth it yet. Disruptors are on the way, though, and that can change the dynamic here, the flow of the game. A couple of good Novas could make or break a fight, but DRG comes in first round.
Yeah, very quick recall, but he still loses a lot of these units, and suddenly Cyan is in a massive amount of trouble. The supply is so very one-sided. We can see how that economy shapes the game after losing your third that early, and decent Nova.
Ooh,
very good Nova.
Yeah, big Novas on the Roaches here, but is it enough? We have the Overcharge putting in a lot of work. We can see DRG just turn his attention over towards the natural base. Instead, the Archons are looking a little bit more exposed. The Zealots are going to be going down, and DRG, he's busting into the natural. The Nova!
Yeah, the Nova comes out again. Another great Nova. This is just about as well as these fights possibly could have gone. Cyan's still in a lot of trouble, but 3 fantastic Novas are going to keep him alive in this game.
Yeah, he survives and has a decent economy behind it as well, but he's just got a lot of catching up to do when it comes to the army. He barely has anything left. The Novas were good, but he lost a disruptor every time.
Yeah, he did. And DRG, he's still pretty comfortable on 70 drones. I think against a 3-base Protoss, he can just continue to make units on 70 drones.
He can. I mean, mate, that's all you. If Damaga has taught us anything, that is more than enough workers here. Yeah. True. That's too many workers here for DRG, as we do have a massive Zealot counterattack. A Zealot Rumbai here at the 4th base is going to be pulling the attention of DRG back home. Is going to be giving Cyan a little bit more time.
Yeah, but the attention of DRG, he's so fast, he's so accurate with that, and he saves almost every drone. I think only 1 drone went down to that Rumbai, and it's only going to be 4 in total, despite another Rumbai coming into the right here. So very efficient handling by DRG.
Yeah, exactly. Very meticulous control coming out from our Zerg player. Meanwhile, we have Ling Bane on the right-hand side. We have Ling Roach coming in from the left as well, looking to deny a 4th base. There is no 4th, and Cyan, his attention is going to be drawn away by these Roaches.
Yeah, the Archon's going to be pushing back the Lings. We have a nice stasis trap on the other side. So Cyan fighting very efficiently, but doesn't really count for much if you don't take a 4th.
Yeah, and as you say that, the center base is going to be taken here from Cyan, where he's going to try to take the center base, but there's already creep encroaching on that area, and DRG is about to max out. So there's going to be a massive engagement here at this 4th location. It's going to be whether or not Cyan can hold on to it.
Yeah, we have way more Banes coming on in, and the army for Cyan, it's pretty high quality, but there might just be too much here for DRG. He might have just gone too much, grown too much out of control. I do think if we get some amazing Novas on basically pure Banelings, maybe there's a world where we hold here.
Decent connection on the left, but the one on the right does whiff. We do have a dodge as well, and it looks like the disruptors are going down. The Ling Bane wraps around and engulfs the army.
Everything is going down. The Banelings softening up. All of these Archons, the Roaches, will run through afterwards and finish them off. We have only 1 Archon remaining. Looks like we are going to barely clean this up, maybe for Cyan, but there's no way we are dealing with the reinforcements.
Yeah, the 4th base is denied, and that is all that matters, is that Cyan is still stuck on a 3-base economy, barely a 3-base economy, because he's running out of resources, he's running out of patches. DRG has done enough, he can back off, he can rebuild and remax.
Yeah, we've got Vipers on the way for the next wave. We have Adrenal on the way as well. I really do feel like I'm watching a Damaga game here.
Oh god, you know, we may not be casting Papa Damaga, but he's always on the mind, always on my mind at least. As we do see DRG getting ready for another big attack, and yeah, Cyan, he's just on his last legs at this point. This is his army. He's got 3 Archons, he's got 2 Disruptors and Zealots across the map to harass, and he's going to be doing some damage.
Yeah, he's trying to make a bit of damage happen across the map, but DRG, he can take his time at cleaning this up. That lead that he has is not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. The Zealots, they don't get any worker damage. They take down the Spine Crawler, but that is it. Meanwhile, we have another Zealot drop into the natural, into the main base, but it is dealt with. No damage is done. We could even see a power bomb on that prism. We could even try to yoink it, but there we go. We have the power bomb instead, is going to completely shut it down.
Or even spent the recoil, so insult to injury there, as we are just continuing to try to get disruptors out. We're finally trying to take a 4th as well, but that is just in time for DRG's max out.
And there it is, 200 supply. We've got a Ling Bane on both sides right now, but what matters is, again, whether or not Cyan can hold on to the space, and the answer is going to be no, as we force a cancel. Big dodge on the Nova, and another one goes off. This one is going to, once again, only get a couple of Lings.
Yeah, I thought that one was going to land big, but DRG manages to dodge that one out. Archon's getting caught out on the right-hand side. 2 going down in the blink of an eye, and he is just getting overwhelmed, is Cyan.
Overwhelmed, overpowered, still stuck on 3 bases, loses 7 workers. Does have a much larger disruptor count at this point. He's been able to build it up, but that's where the Vipers come into play, and they weren't a part of that fight because they were, of course, gathering energy after throwing down those power bombs, but the Vipers have arrived, and this is the answer to the problem of the disruptors.
Yeah, to the Disruptors, to the Archons. Basically can just be yoinking out all of those power units that are the only thing that keeping Cyan in this game.
Yeah, exactly. They are the only thing keeping him from himself and the end of this series. If he's able to somehow feed back the Vipers, and again, if he connects with every single Nova, and if he holds on to his 4th base, then maybe he can have a chance. But there's just so much that has to go right and so much that has to go wrong here for DRG, and it's going to be difficult to really make that happen as he's getting ready for one big push.
Yeah, huge army here from DRG, and he is taking his time with it as well.
Yeah, we've got an Ultra Cavern on the way, +3 range as well, but here we go. We are committing to the fight. The Nova goes up!
Oh, the Yoinks go off. One Nova lands big on these Banelings, but the Banelings are getting on top of all the units anyway. They are wasting away on those Archons. It does not matter. GG is called. DRG going to be taking down Cyan 2-0.
GG, well played. DRG takes his first win here for the group, looking powerful, doing his best dark impression with the mass Ling style with very aggressive Ling Queen Baneling openers as well. Both games he was going for his own all-in, if you recall. But alas, his tournament run is still going to end here, but at least it ends with a win over Cyan.
Yeah. Both players, unfortunately, not going to be able to progress in this tournament anymore, but really good at play coming out from them. This is a really fun series to watch, and DRG showing his abilities in ZvP, but unfortunately, it's a little too late.
Oh, yeah, exactly. As we are going to be getting ready for our next series here, but here on the Korean server, of course, to make sure that no one leaves. Okay. Oh god, but yeah, we are gonna be getting ready here for our next series. It's gonna be Dark versus Ryung on the Korean server. But before we get there, Asher, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you so much for jumping onto cast after years of absence. It's been a while, Poppy. It's been a while.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's more coming.
Oh, I want more.
I'll try not to be as unhinged.
What do you mean, Poppy? Everything was above board. Everything was above the belt, right? Like it was
after the first hour. Yeah.
We just had to let it out in the first hour. You know, we just had to.
It's true. It had been too long.
we were a little bit
you
pent
can't let
up,
it build up too much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not healthy. It's not healthy.
No. Gotta have release.
Yeah. Thanks for casting. Thanks for joining us, Asher. Yeah, where can if we want to tune into more of Asher, of course, ! AsherBro in the chat for some links to his social media. And do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the break?
Last time I streamed on Twitch, my computer exploded and died. So we might not do that for a little bit. I don't think I have my OBS scenes actually. I'm gonna have to set that all up again. But anyway, maybe one day.
Never again.
Never again. That's right. Yeah.
Smooth. We'll help you set that up.
Tournament, yeah. Okay.
Good night, Poppy. Good night.
Good night.
We're gonna be going on a break. When we return, we'll have our last two matches. See you soon.